Well, this year we are experiencing the very real danger of being too dependent on our neighbor to the south. About one half of the American electorate voted for someone who literally wants to overtake Canada. But this was done either by intent or through ignorance. But while it's necessary for us to grieve the loss of a trusted friend and ally, it's imperative that we take the necessary steps now to ensure our own survival. So what does that mean? Should we expand our efforts on new trade partners, or should we focus on providing our own food and energy? Now, I believe that in today's world, it's necessary to do both. But how do we go about doing that? Well, we must overcome our feeling of being betrayed and move on with positive actions that will benefit our nation and our descendants. That, I believe, is the Canadian way, moving forward in a positive manner. One of the first things to deal with is the trade barriers between the provinces and territories. I was surprised to hear that that's even there. It's been discussed before, but it'll take strong political will to make it happen. There needs to be consensus between all 13 jurisdictions. Some premiers have already said they're willing to hash it out, and the federal government says they'll remove more than half of the federal barriers to internal trade. Not sure why they can't remove them all, but there probably is a reason. After all, we're all Canadian. We have the expertise in our midst to create a working solution to this issue. So talk to your MLAs, talk to your MP, tell them to make this work and to make it happen soon. We also need to look at ways to increase our trade with Europe, Australia, Central and South America, and the rest of the democratic world, so as to not be so reliant on the US. Now, sometime in the future, we might want to slowly, and I mean very slowly, go back to more trade with the US if they manage to return to a sane, reasonable administration, unlike what they have now. Again, I believe we have the expertise among us to make that happen. All we need is the political will. And then we have the issue of food. Kind of important, isn't it? Both food security and food sovereignty are paramount. Now, food security deals with access to food, while food sovereignty is about how our food is produced and who has control over the food system. Do we grow our own? Do we seek more stable trade partners for food? Is it sufficient to continue being dependent on others for our nutritional needs? Once again, we have trustworthy, better educated, and more well-versed people than I that can help lead us towards some form of self-sufficiency. Strict reliance on the world economy for survival leaves us vulnerable. Now, certainly, being almost wholly dependent on our neighbor to the south has proven dangerous. Here again, political will is needed to effect any changes. Now, something that each of us can do right now is to buy locally produced food whenever we can. And then, of course, there's energy. Do we expand in our fossil fuel industry, or do we direct our focus on renewables? Now, the reality is that either way, we're not going to be able to drop fossil fuel consumption completely. I wonder if it's possible to set up our own refineries so we're not dependent on the US for any of it. I believe we need to divest all that we can from the US. And look, we're going to have a federal election soon. Question those who are running to be your representative. Ask them what their solution to all this is. How does their party intend to deal with Trump? Then, place your vote for the candidate who will truly represent you, and then hold them accountable. someone that represents you, not just their party. It's up to us to force the change. So, what do you think? Can we make ourselves self-sufficient? Is it even possible? Join the discussion. Leave me a comment below. Or while you're here, take the time to like and share the video with friends and family. Then, subscribe to my channel and don't forget to click the bell so you get notified when new videos are uploaded. In the meantime, stay safe and enjoy your day. I'm wishing you peace, health, and harmony. Bye for now.